Hello and welcome to the GameShop MythCast, episode number 23. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Vocterain, the official broadcaster of Mythology GameShop. For today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at Viper. This is the guy who really got me into playing Protoss, like properly. Into playing with my builds, into doing some strange things, into going Stargate an awful lot, which, as we know, is a bunch of fun. This is going to be on Red City, one of the new maps, so something I've only played one game on so far, and he's going to be up against SZ's Borrex, which is a very, very strange name. Not entirely sure where that will come from, but as we can see, this is a strange map. We have this kind of high ground siege position here, which is just incredibly weird, and I don't know if I'm a big fan. There's a lot of paths into this expansion, but all very visible. And then thirds, well, look kind of strange to take. You've got this one here, which again is quite open through the rocks here, or down through here. And over on the right hand side, you've also got this base, but it's a bit further away. It just seems very weird, and I don't know as I like it, but we'll have to see how each player adapts to it. With Viper, I'm expecting some kind of Stargate play from him. That's what he does versus Terran. But it's been a while, and I'm not 100% sure of what he does nowadays against Zerg. Now, it does look like he wants to go for this fast expand build, which I don't begrudge him at all. It's a very strange map to Forge Fast expand on, though. You have to essentially use your ramp as part of the wall because of these pathing abilities, with 3 ways to essentially move up into this position. This is really the only place you can block across. Excuse me, as I lose my voice. Not a good sign, considering this is only my second recording of the day and I have a lot more to do. But I will be stealing his building position. He's going for the fast expand, i.e. the Nexus first. While his opponent throwing down the pool, the hatchery, and I imagine taking a third before taking a gas. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Some Zerg players do like their speed. So, by the day this goes up, we will be a day closer to the Game Shop Open. We've got a bunch of cool players already signed up for it. There's my personal favourite to take the tournament, that being the Romanian player, Robbie G. He's the guy I'm going to be championing as I'm casting it, because yes, myself and the wonderful Belnoir TV will be casting the Game Shop Open, and we'll be doing that on twitch.tv/MythOdin. And oh, did I mention Complexities QXC? Don't know if you've ever heard of the dude. Yeah, he's signed up. Yeah, people think he's going to win it. And yeah, Robbie G is going to put a stop to that. Telling you now, calling it right at this point. So we're seeing the cannon rush go down here that I was ignoring. Another, you know, I just got excited talking about the Game Shop Open. This is another really annoying thing you can do with this high ground position when you want to frustrate Zergs. As we can see, it's taking him a lot of drones to put a stop to this. The Queen also taking a lot of damage there. Lings being killed and also, you know, being made when he didn't want them to be. If we take a look at that, in a total, 3 workers killed, 8 units killed in total. So that's 5 Lings, but forced out, well, 5 more there, so a total of 10 Lings. 10 Lings, that's 5 drones. So, in actual fact, let's say he killed 7 drones with that, because that's essentially what he did, and he's all set up at home ready to defend any counter push. So, very well played by Viper. Going for a lot of gases early on suggests to me that we might be seeing a Stargate follow-up once the Cyber Core is done. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. A lot of players still going Robo versus Zerg, still very effective, something I'm actually doing a lot recently. When I say a lot, I mean when I play, with my 7 games played this season. But we're now seeing the 3rd base go down before gas as predicted, but later than Borrex would have liked because he had to deal with this cannon rush. So, well worth doing. And a Zealot and a cannon is going to clear that up. Still no indication of tech yet from Viper, although not starting the +1 attack or defense yet, suggests again Some kind of sky build. Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell us what it is. Here we go. It's double Stargate! Oh, this excites me. Told you. That's what I like to see. There is nothing better in this world than when Viper puts down 2 Stargates and you know you are about to watch a Zerg player or a Terran player just crumble before his might. His opponent Borrex is going for roaches, potentially looking to bust in this front. It could work. You know, this is a front that is bustable by roaches. However, with it being so far back because of this, I actually believe the photon overcharge can reach the front of the wall, so it can actually be quite an effective wall. Oh, but what will the Overlord see? He sees 1 Stargate. Will he see the second? He sees more Chrono. He sees the second. Borrex now fully aware that double Stargate is on the way, that double Void Ray is on the way. And look at that. A quick cancel. Oh. Oh, Viper. Viper. Viper cancels the Void Race. He knows his opponent thinks he's going for double Void Race. So he's going to go, I'm going to get a Fleet Beacon. And then I'm going to get some awesome things. Please be carriers. Please be carriers. We do have Spore Crawlers going down in each mineral line. Well worth it in case of harass. Borrex is going to have time now. He's going to have time to get ready to respond to this. We do have Protoss air weapons level 1 being researched as well as the ground weapons. But the Fleet Beacon's almost done. This is all that matters. What are you going to make? Are you going to make Tempests or are you going to make carriers? Fingers crossed, lads. The first is being made. It's carrier time! Oh, yes, it is. We are seeing 2 carriers being made by Viper. Guys, this is the GameShop MythCast, and we are about to see carriers for what I believe is the first time ever on a proper MythCast. In a 1v1 situation, we have a Protoss going carriers. Oh, Borrex, you are going to regret scouting those Stargates. If you hadn't scouted them, he'd have just made Void Rays and beaten you. But now he's going to make carriers, and oh my god, a ton of gateways, going up to 7 gates, and he is going to crush you. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So we do have a force of roaches now moving out across the map. We've got 18 roaches, which is kind of scary. But again, we do have that photon overcharge ready. We do have a good sentries. We've got 1 cannon down still. Not much of a ground army yet, but with this amount of gates finishing up, we will have a ground army. And of course, we'll have 2 carriers. Carriers. +1 air weapons. I'm a little bit excited. I don't know if you can tell. Oh my god, there's more carriers. There's more carriers. They're on the way. We've got a bunch of roaches hiding over here for, well, no discernible reason at this point. He knows there's no third base there. So I'm not sure quite why he's pulled them that far back, but nonetheless, we've got a lot of zealots here getting ready for an engagement. We've got air weapons level 2 on the way. Ground weapons level 1 is done. At this point, not even enough gas to start the armor. Spending all his gas on carriers and air upgrades. Meanwhile, macro hatch going down for our Zerg opponent. And the hive is being made, so he is moving up to the pointless tech. Why do I say pointless tech? Because carriers. Carriers. I'm not even going to pretend this is going to go any other way than Viper makes a bunch of carriers and then kills his opponent, because that's what carriers do. Let me give you non-Protoss some advice out there, from my own experience. How do you beat a Protoss with carriers in the next game? Because you ain't winning once he's got carriers. Oh no! And the carriers have been seen. The army is moving across the map. We've got Stalkers coming out in support. We've got more carriers finishing up. Why aren't they being chrono boosted? We need as many carriers as possible. The Protoss player is only on 128 supply to his opponent's 160-ish. However, 128 with carriers. And I'm not going to stop harping on about how Viper has carriers and therefore is going to win every game ever, because that's just how carriers work. Now I like this. We're seeing this attempted roach attack, and look at this, the carriers can't even be arsed now. They're like, you don't have enough roaches. Look at the way the cannons, the stalkers are dealing with these roaches so well. Meanwhile, Viper's army is heading towards his opponent's base. There's a lot of hydras, there's a lot of roaches. He needs to engage well. This isn't an auto win button, but some good force moves there, holding the hydras away from the actual carriers themselves. Good Guardian Shield protecting that ground army. The upgrades telling the tale. Spire on the way, far too late. Now the ground army is gone and the interceptors have been killed, so this is going to be a problem for Viper. But the second group of carriers are there. We have more interceptors coming out and there is not enough army, it looks like, to finish the fight against the carriers. But we do have more hydras coming. Viper's going to have to be careful. These carriers are very slow and they take a long time to produce, so you cannot afford to lose them. Hydra's doing very well to try and focus on the individual carriers, but the interceptors are taking them down so fast. And once the Hydras are gone, the roaches, of course, have nothing left to do. The carriers now moving towards this fourth base of Borrex, where he has the pylon, where he has stalkers coming in for support. He needs to be careful with his position. We do have a few Hydras coming in to try and catch them from behind. Does manage to pick off the mothership core. Very well done. We've got Protoss air weapons level 3 on the way. We have a lot of minerals, so I'm not surprised that we see plenty more zealots being made here. And Borrex, you are going to have to do something to hold this. You still have the supply advantage, but that's not going to last for very long once these interceptors start firing things down. As we can see, Borrex trying to keep his supply up, trying to use up the lava effectively. He has very little gas. He's done very well at spending his money, but I just don't know if he's got the right amount of units here to hold this attack off. He's using the Evo Chambers very well. He's using the spores very wisely, but at the end of the day, his supply is now lower than the Protoss' opponent. And we've still got the 4 carriers, more and more interceptors being made as we speak. This base is being hit now. The initial expansion for Borrex, he's trying to deal with the ground army, but the ground army now is still managing to survive these attacks. These zealots, with just that +1 attack, doing very well, forcing the Hydras back. And the thing is, he can afford to lose those zealots. The zealots are literally there just to zone the Hydras away from the carriers, because these carriers, they are the bulk of the force. If these carriers die, this game is over, and it's over in Borrex's favour. However, Borrex cannot hold it off any longer. He is defeated carriers. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much to Viper for sending in a carrier replay. You know how much I love them. That's all for today, but I'll be back tomorrow with yet more of the GameShop MythCast. Thank you very much for watching.